with that. Ike Johnson from Max's Wine Dive is in the studio with us this morning. You brought a quite array of wines to talk about with different foods, because really, wine can go with anything.
Wine does go with anything, which we're a big fan of at Max's.
Of course.
Fried chicken, our Kobe beef burger. With the wealth of great food that there is in Austin, there's so many great wines that are out there. Better wine than ever's been made before.
Well, let's start with the rosé, because certainly interesting. I was just saying to you, now isn't the rosé like white Zinfandel? And you said no.
That's what everybody thinks. Real men can drink pink wine, but it's not. It's light and it's crisp. It's got a little more body than white wine, and it pairs absolutely beautifully with grilled food, spicy Thai food, or even Mexican food. But Austinites should be drinking pink wine year-round.
Interesting. Never even thought about that. And I'm a huge fan of champagne, Prosecco. What goes well with that?
Sparkling wine again. And then when you have pink sparkling wine, something like the Schramsberg Rosé from California, you add the effervescence, the bubbles to that, and it's just one more thing that livens up your palate. It can be absolutely delicious with grilled foods. All
right. Well, on the other side, too, you always think of reds go with red meat or some sort of meat, but really, can it go with anything?
Can go with anything. If you like red wine and chicken or fish, drink it with that. If you like white wine or champagne with a big steak, absolutely go for it. But things like Zinfandel, the Carol Shelton Manga Zin from Cucamonga, it's one of my favorite wines this summer. I've just absolutely fallen in love with this wine. The Lucky Country Shiraz from Australia. It's got a big oak tree on the front. It's in UT orange, and it's called Lucky Country. We didn't plan that, but it's a great wine for Austin and for UT fans.
And also white as well. Benziger Chardonnay, one of my favorite, most delicious wines.
We just had Aaron and Mike Benziger in town a couple weeks ago and had them down at Max's, and it is one of the, I'm not a huge Chardonnay fan, but this wine, you smell it smells like big oaky Chardonnay. You taste it, it's light and refreshing and delicious. Absolutely delicious bottle of wine.
I would agree with you completely. It's one of my favorites. Well, and also some interesting things you were pointing out. Like this bottle here, I don't know if you can get a shot of it, but it has a top like a beer top. You just snap it off and it's a wine.
It's a wine from Austria.
How does this work? Because so many times you're used to corks.
Yeah, and people are used to corks, but we've got screw caps over here. This wine has got a glass enclosure that holds it closed. And in Austria, they make great, light, crisp white wines. They're almost always in a liter bottle, so you get a little more wine for your money. And then it's got that easy beer bottle cap. So if you're out at Aquapalooza, you're out on the boat, you just pop the beer bottle cap. You don't have to worry about going in, getting the cork out, or if you without a cork, we've all been trying to open with a screwdriver or a steak knife, and lots of bad things can happen from there.
It never works. But also, interesting point you were saying, the fact of a bottle of wine not having a cork doesn't mean it's a bad bottle of wine.
It doesn't mean at all. There are $100 bottles of wine out there that are made with the Stelvin closures with the screw caps, and it just has to do with corks can sometimes taint the wine, and there's nothing worse than having a great bottle of wine that's ruined by the closure. So we've been using corks since the 17th century. We've advanced in a lot of things in technology, including wine closures now.
All right, so give me the latest of what's happening over at Max's. What do you guys have coming up?
We've got our big Beat the Heat tasting coming up at the end of the month on the 31st. It'll be from 1 to 4. It's $25. You get to come and taste 30 wines. Wow. And Chef JP will be putting together a great menu of wines or food that will pair with the wines. Any night, come down. We've always got 150 wines on the list. Any bottle of wine's available by the glass.
Oh, that's really nice.
With just a 2-glass commitment, and we've always got tons of wine open, and want to help you find wine that you really like. So come and taste 2 or 3 things, buy a glass, a bottle, and we always sell wine to go. So at the Beat the Heat tasting, we'll have those 30 wines. We'll have case specials on them. We're offering right now, a lot of these wines come from Ike's Case of Summer Love. So a whole case of wine for $135, a mix of reds and whites that'll be great for all your barbecues or boating outings or pool parties.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in. We certainly appreciate it. We always love talking about wine, and Rhonda was actually talking about how she likes boxed wine.
I do.
Yeah, what boxed wine, huh?
Yeah, well, some of them actually are really good. Again, wine has come such a long way. You can put it in any kind of container nowadays. Those little squishy ones, they hold almost 2 bottles or more of wine. Wine is fun, people. just drink it.
And the more you drink, the more fun it is, right?
Yeah. Of course, be of age. That's our little disclaimer. I know. We got to spoil the fun with the law sometimes. All right, looking outside, a wonderful day ahead of us. We're looking at our downtown cam. Again, our flags flying right there at the Capitol building. Temperature-wise, it is now 80 degrees at 9:25 in the morning. A southwesterly breeze at about 3 miles per hour. And, of course, our local temperatures across the area not looking so bad at all. We have our locals. Well, of course, you can always get your forecast at KXAN.com. Go to weather there, and then you click on currents, and we can see around the area looking pretty good for us. We're looking at 80 degrees in Lampasas, 81 in Rockdale, and we're going to have problems scrolling down, of course. Got a little ad there. All right, 80 degrees in LaGrange as well. So across the area, looking good. Here we go, 82 degrees by 10 o'clock this evening. Stay hydrated no matter what you drink. Make sure that it includes water as well. And I'll have more in your forecast in a moment. Stay here.
All right, thank you so much, Rhonda. Well, it is the middle of summer vacation, and if the kids are getting a little stir crazy, there's a shop in North Austin that's cooking up some ideas to keep your kids busy.
Welcome. How are you all today?
Good. Inside Batter Up Kids in North Austin, Barbara Bury has found a fun way to get kids excited about cooking.
Go around in circles like this. Can you do that?
Okay.
Okay. Kids can walk in any time of the day. We're open and make a food treat. It can be a healthy or sweet